subscribe, hit the bell. Appreciate you always for watching. Okay, so this is the book I ordered a couple days ago, From Transgender to Transhuman, a manifesto on the freedom of form. So, got the book in my hand. What I want to do is look inside of this book. This is definitely what I have. Okay. Freedom, when people talk about freedom, I think they're talking about self-expression. However, in today's society, if people can't do what they want, when they want, how long they want, then they feel oppressed, because that's the victim mentality. Today's propagated people, those who are propagated into a feeble, unstable personification. Meaning, if you're a man, they're transforming you to have more aspects of the gender structure of a woman. And if you are let's call it a lesbian or a gay person, but even though I'm talking about transgender, in a way you can still be manipulated to go in this direction. If you're a woman, you're trying to walk around like you got a sack and on the outside, and some people have cut their chest off to prove that this manifestation of freedom. I'm going to say from the beginning of this video that I do not apologize for how I express myself in any of my videos. I do not expect anyone to love everything I say, because it's what I say. I do not expect for anyone to think that I'm going to agree with everything that you say in a comment if you leave a comment. If you write in the comment things that are emotional and sporadic and from 1 to 10 in 2 seconds, I'm going to have some empathy for you to a certain extent. Like, I'm going to really feel sorry for you. But you're not going to get your way, because it's just not how I operate. I'll listen to you, but I know the truth. The truth is what has transformed me into being really free. The truth in knowing that your reality is your reality. Do not come over here trying to put your reality on me. That's how much I know about the truth. So anyway, Martine Rothblight. Sound like Rothschild. Interesting. So, you get that little PhD and they think that they know everything. But anyway, this was in 2011. Interesting. I had that dream about this movement in 2013, 14. So that's interesting that they were propagating this before that. This book definitely has some energy on it. I just noticed. The book itself, when you touch the book itself, it doesn't have negative energy on it. But when I touch my mouse, this has a very low vibration to it. Yikes. But I'm going to try to read it no matter what. Because the center of my hands are like doing some funny business. That's just my discernment. That's my high frequency knowing. I have notifications of whether or not to deal with something or not to deal with something. Like, to believe it or not to believe it. When my internal alerts go off, I already know. It's myself saying, self, be mindful. And let the people know, be mindful. This is demonic. And I haven't even read it yet, but I know it's demonic. Why? Because my done hand, both of my hands, one of my hands was even touching the mouse. Anyway, could be the book as well. Maybe both. Maybe it's both. Anyway, All right, so let me say this before I get started. I counsel any foul, distorted spirit that's assigned to these books, that's assigned to this Amazon page. I cancel your assignment to disperse yourself within my home or within anyone else's home that's watching this video. I call your powers null and void. You cannot supersede anyone's will just because they picked up this book. Your will, my will are different, and the hearer's will is different. This does not mean I agree with what this book says. This does not mean I come in agreement with this book. Let it be known to the elements that are assigned to this book. I read this book for information. See, for information. To know the schemes and the whereabouts of low frequency. Okay? So, go back where you came. And I don't have to use nobody's name. Okay? Go back where you came. And that's for everybody that's listening that agree that we do not receive the iniquity or the sins that were attached to this writer. And what do I mean by sins? To sin means to miss a mark. There's a certain mark for a man, and there's certain marks for a woman. And when you don't meet the mark of biology, I'm talking about biology here, not so much the action, the biology. A man, I'm talking about sexuality. I'm not talking about gender. I'm talking about sexuality. I'm talking about biology. I know people by biology. I don't know people by gender. So do not tell me I'm blasé this, I'm blasé that. I don't know people by gender, because gender is in the mind. It's the imagination running away with people. I know people by biology, by science, okay, by the avatar. All right, so good. That's dealt with. Billions of sexes. What is male and female? Are genitals but the tip of the iceberg? Thought patterns. New feminist thinking. Interesting. Scientific developments. Transgenderism. The apartheid of sex. Persona creatus. Number 2. We are not our genitals. The continuum of sex. Interesting. When sex began, the genesis of gender, jealousy, egotism, testosterone, liberation, the sex of an avatar. Interesting. Number 3, law and sex, women's work or man's job, marriage and morality, looking for sex, Olympic, masquerade, counting, cyber folks. Interesting about this Olympic stuff. Y'all saw what they did at the Olympics, being buffoons, acting like buffoons, acting like they're laid. They say right here, not anyway. Don't get me started. Justice and gender, the milestones ahead, love and marriage, government and sex, the bathroom bugaboo, papering a transhuman. Wow. 5, science and sex, what society needs from gender science. I don't need nothing. The inconsistency of sex, opportunities under the rainbow of gender. Interesting. Elements of sexual identity and behavior, sex and tissue. Interesting. Where did my sex come from? Interesting. Is consciousness like pornography? You're doing too much. But anyway. Number 6, talking and thinking about sex. Sex on the mind. The human uncertainty principle. Bio-cyber ethics. Interesting. Number 7, sex and sex. That sounds like a religion there. Beyond gay or straight, multi-sexuality, cyber sex. Is there transhuman joy without... Oh, these people think about it. Anyway. Orgasmic sex. Number 8. From transgender to transhuman, marriage and family in a transgendered world, the freedom of form. Look, I'm going to tell you something. Without heterosexual sex, you will have no humans in the world. Period. Okay? Period. So, let's see how far I can go without opening up the actual book. All right, let's see here. Is it the same thing? Let's see. I don't want to read the forward, so let's go straight into, let's see. I don't want to hear nobody's forethought. I didn't pay for that. Where is it at? Too many acknowledgments in this book. There it is. So before I could even get to the first page, they had like 5 or 6 pages. People want to talk and run their mouth, which I don't want to hear. I just need some information. That's all. Okay, so hope y'all was reading while I was doing some fumbling around. Beings of sexes. The human race is really like one of those. There they go, the blue man at the Olympus. Oriental gods. A whole group of faces jutoptized on different planes. It is impossible to see them all simultaneously. Marcel Proust. Look, okay, let's deal with that statement. Let's deal with that whole impossible to see them all simultaneously. Now, for those folks who believe that we are in the matrix, we're in a simulation, and you believe that our realities, or your reality, each reality that you reside in is on a parallel line or right beside each other, and you're living lives, and sometimes you can see these lives in dreams, because that's the realm that sometimes you can go and see what you're doing in other realms. So that's possible. I will say that. And sometimes when you go in those realms, you see something that maybe you'll do in the future that you're doing not in the future. You're doing the other you in the multiverse is doing something else that you're not doing in this reality. But then you see yourself in the dream doing it in that reality. So now it's sort of kind of say, oh, I might do it in this reality. And then lo and behold, you'll do it maybe a week later. Okay, it'll actually come into this reality if you just recognize that. However, it says human face is really like one of those Oriental gods. A whole group of faces juxtaposed on different planes. So even though I don't quite, the context clue of this word to me seems like it's saying, what do they call it when I was at the university? Collage. That sounds like a word that means collage. So a whole group of faces, a collage of different planes. But when they talk about planes, they're talking about planes of existence is in the mind. Okay, whatever you're ever going to see or know is already in your mind. It's your eye gate. Okay, it's in your mind. So of course, in some realities, in the mind, you may be on another plane of existence in an avatar that's a guy avatar. But what are you in this reality? This is what they're not quite getting. You have to stay in this game, in this reality. You have to be in this reality. You can't merge all of your realities. Well, I prefer to be who I am in that reality what I see in dreams. Or when they do this Oz drug crap. For those people who took that stuff, I'm just calling it crap because I don't need to do that to be able to go to sleep and know who I be eternally. Okay, that's just how I came. No joke, it's just how I came to the game. Like, I straight came equipped, and that's the reason why my channel is the way it is, because you would look at me on a day-to-day basis and you say, oh, other people don't see me like that. They see me as somebody that's got too much of a mind that has an opinion, and they don't need people having opinions. They need people to follow. So I think overall this is what it's saying in the context. In order to understand what someone says, you have to take all the words in the sentence and you have to ask questions about the word. So you look at the context of the sentence. Different planes. Well, I know about different planes of existence. Okay, but those planes of existence are in the mind still. So it's like taking an example. It's like someone taking drugs. I may have put a picture up here. Taking drugs, and they see a mirror of faces blending in and out, a whole bunch of eyeballs, a whole bunch of this, that, and the other. So this would be a person whose life has smeared itself. Listen to me, these folks who may see this video, who may want to dislike me because I'm talking about maybe something you're dealing with, because this doesn't all the time hit just my subscribers. So that's why I'm talking about this, because look, I may even help you out to understand who you be, who you not be. So the mirror of faces, the whole group of faces, the collage of faces, the muddying in and out of the spiral of faces. I have a gift. I have an ability, y'all, to understand stuff when I read it. It's like I probably know that if I go to sleep. And what does mean? I ask myself, what does mean? Okay, so there are two sexes, male and female, right? Yes. They say wrong. That's right. There are two sexes. Sexes deals with biology. Sex deals with biology. It's the avatar. It's the body. I'm going to correct this person. You're talking about gender. Gender has to do with more of an emotional, expressive kind of painting kind of thing, where you're only wanting to deal with, in a gender, you don't want to deal with the body you're given, the avatar you have. You want to deal with memories of other realities, or as they say, memories of the past lives. And that's what you have to get straight inside this game while you're on the land of the living here. You have to conquer that. You have to say, look, I am here as a man. I look at my avatar, I'm a man. I'm here as a woman. Because if you do not settle who you be in the avatar, if you don't look and say, my sex is a female. Okay, I'm a female. Okay. I don't have to dress like all females, but I need to acknowledge I am a female. And I do have a vagina. And I do have real breasts that actually can produce milk because they have milk ducts in them, okay? I don't have to take man-made GMO medicine to give myself some disease later on, like cancer. But man love money more than caring about the patient. I learned that. So the person said wrong. In fact, there is, and don't even put anywhere on my page. Go ahead and read. You can see it just like I can see it. I'm gonna talk my spiel because this is how I orchestrate my learning. Everybody learn differently. Some people learn the same, but we all learn differently. And as I read, I have to facilitate what it is I already know. What is it I already know about this? And I bring that in because then I can retain the information longer. Maybe you need to try this sometime. Okay, let's go ahead. In fact, there is a continuum of sex types ranging from very male to very female, with countless variety in between. Okay, so I can't even go far into this continuum of sex types. Okay, very male, very female. Okay. Okay. Males tend to be more aggressive because of the hormones in them. Okay. Females be aggressive too. They really can. But guys tend to, their avatars are made in such a way where they're stronger. They have a burst of energy way more than a female does. Guys have a sac, testicles that hold like the seeds. But these seeds are living seeds. They're like, the babies. And the guys give the babies to the female that have eggs that when they join together, they create another human. Okay? But there isn't a continuum of very male to very female. No, that's just a prototype from culture. In some cultures, you have females that cover their heads. There are some females that don't cover their heads with cloth. They cover their heads with wigs. So you got Muslim cover their heads with cloth. The women cover their heads with cloth. I think it's Shabbat or something like that. Then you have the Jewish women. They cover their heads with wigs. Human hair wigs are just wigs. Then you have other belief systems where women are bald. And then it's just different. It's different. Well, in some cultures, you'll see a lady with long, super long hair. I think that's the what are they called? Not the Mormons. What are they called? Pentecostals have very long hair. So you would see very long hair and say, "Oh, she's very female." That has nothing to do with her sex type. That has everything to do with, that's just how she styles herself. That's just her culture. They said, in fact, there are a continuum of sex types. No, that's the dressing up of the avatar. That's the dressing up of the avatar. Of course, your avatar is either male or female. And if you are a blending of two, most of the time it's because you may have had a twin. And there is deformity that goes on for hermaphrodites. There is a flexibility in for hermaphrodites, but that's because that's deformity. Okay? Because would be no need for you to come and play the game if you had no possibility of adding to the game. If you just came in, you can't add to the game. Just consider that a deformity. Doesn't say that's another sex. No, it's just a deformity. No one wants to be known as a deformity, having a deformity, but we all have deformities in some format. Some people smarter than other people. No race is smarter than any other race. Period. It depends on access to knowledge. Okay? Information. I mean, that's just what tapers whether someone is intelligent or not intelligent. So this continuum of sex types ranging from very male to very female is a construct. Because they say with countless variations in between. No. Countless ways you can show that you're a female through attire. And the reason why females do this, good morning, and talk all baby like that, is because a lot of times females are the ones that actually have a uterus. The female, talking about biology, the sex female, the woman, she's a man, but she has a womb man. That's why she's a woman. The only man in her is human. Okay, a human. Okay, human, a color. She's a color of a man, a hue of a man. And the man is just a man. Yeah. He does his part. She does her part. We play parts. And those folks who don't want to play their part, and you think that there are continuums of sex types ranging from very male to very female, you don't even realize you're in the game playing. You don't understand you're in the game playing. And I don't believe that being in this game and not honoring your avatar, your biological body parts, is going to get you anywhere in the game, other than maybe being swept away with low frequency from Baphomet, the greatest of all time, the GOAT. Okay, you'll become pretty much just a monster. You'll become pretty much just a person, because that's what a person is. My husband and I were reading an article the other day, and he went into it, and I asked him, go look up, see what person means, because I knew what person meant, because they kept saying in California, Gavin Newsom was going to make it where they were saying something about the children turning their information to person. Instead of them having a sex, it was going to be the parents would be called persons, the child would be called person, and then they were saying they had different titles. They're going to move father and mother, and I thought, did they just say person? And a long time ago, I ran up on some information and definitions of what the word person means. And it seems so simple, don't it? It's a whole heap, a continuum, a variety of monsters. So they see humans as monsters. See? So when Gavin Newsom and them try to maneuver into just labeling parents as persons on their children's birth certificates, they're telling you you're just a monster. And this is what I'm trying to say to the transgender, transhumanism movement and this guy that wrote this. Please understand, you're debasing yourself to just be a monster. I would advise people to please reason with thine own self. Talk to your own self. Look in the mirror. If you haven't cut your body up yet and moved body parts, look in the mirror and tell self, whatever I've been through it. But this does not change that I'm a male. That this doesn't change that I'm a female. Because I'm looking at my body. I am biologically that. If you're a female, you have a womb. And you're a man. Just because you remove the womb doesn't mean that now you're a man, because the womb will always be there. The empty spot will always be there. Now, I will say this: when I'll go back to the group of faces, the taplos of different planes of existence, what they could possibly be talking about, Marcel could possibly be talking about is he could be talking about, y'all ready for it? There is a plethora of unseen, disembodied spirits who know this is a game and they do not leave the game. They stay here and they insert themselves, invite people to invite them in. Like they'll say, I'm your ancestor, let me live in you. And then this person seems so sweet and so kind, they got people inside of them. So next thing you know, you got 15, 20 personalities. And then lo and behold, now instead of you being able to talk to see yourself in the mirror, now you can't see yourself in the mirror any longer because you have a walk-in. Please, people, if you're curious, type in walk-in. What is walk-ins? Type videos of walk-ins. You will find out that I don't want to call them body snatchers, because the person sort of kind of have to be willing to be so weak about life that they're willing to let someone else consume the avatar that they dwell in. Okay? We're eternal beings in a game. And in this game, you have a male body or a female body. If you have anything other than that, it's distortion, it's deformity. But society tries, like a hermaphrodite, trying to be merciful for those people, because it's like they wasn't physically, it's never their fault. But as a child, you if you got a male part and a female part, which part works? Which part works? Because remember, being male and female has nothing to do with a variation of, I got a squeaky voice, I walk a certain way. Being female is way beyond that. I can be a female because I can walk in heels. I can be a female because I can have long hair and lashes, and I can get breast and plastic breast in me. That's not a female. That's you messing with your avatar. You're more than a female and you're more than a male. You're here to deep dive into, if you're a male, deep dive into accepting your masculinity, and females accepting their femininity. However, of course, females can be very strong-headed too. However, if you're super strong-headed as a female, if you ever become a mom and carry someone in your womb, like inside your womb, without anybody helping you do it, no tube test babies and all that, then your biological body then your hormones will change and it will balance out and help you be more gentler. Guys can be gentler too, but that doesn't mean that they're female. It depends on they're raised by their mom or they're raised by their grandparents. You know, it's that doesn't make you a female just because you like fingernail polish. But you have to look at your culture and say, okay, do I want to be an outliner and then cry about it, or do I want to just look at my life and say, in this culture here, what do most guys do? Okay, they wear fly jeans, they wear some nice shirts. Some guys dress up more than other guys. Some guys are, lover boy guys. They look all smooth. Some guys are rough and tough guys. Some guys wear suits. Some guys, they wear the chic kind of clothes. They're just different. However, this whole motivational thing about transitioning, I think it comes from music, because as much as I loved Purple Rain, Prince, and Rick James, him and Tina Marie, as much as I love those voices, and what is his name? Richard. I didn't really listen to Richard. Goodness gracious, Great Balls of Fire guy. I didn't listen to him, but I thought he was funny. But all of these, even Michael Jackson sometimes, this look of being feminine didn't make them feminine. Didn't make them feminine at all. Meaning, like, for real, they're not feminine. They're dressing soft, but that doesn't mean they're a female. Anybody pick up what I'm saying? We haven't went far into this, have we? I'm not going to rush it. I'm going to do enough of it, and then I'll start another video on another day. But I'm going to take my time talking about this and reason this through, because, I might as well. Okay. The startling new notion is just now beginning to emerge from feminist thinking. Scientific research and grassroots movement called transgenderism. I love how they really use these buzzwords. Grassroots. Research. I thought they told us we weren't supposed to be doing no research. But anyway. In the future, when you hear grassroots, and this is from the super liberated, it's not grassroots, because grassroots means something else. Grassroots means based like in morals, based in the foundation of something. Okay. All I'm saying is this. You have to not disassociate yourself with biology. The biology of your body. You just shouldn't do that, because then you go into further distortion of the mind. And the mind distorted is a horrible place to be. And yes, it will have a myriad of faces. Yes. And you won't be here on this plane of existence. Someone else will be. The walk-in will be here playing you. You got Beyonce and you got Sasha Fierce. See, you got all these what is it? I think Taji said when she did Color Purple, they let spirits walk in them. Yeah, those are walk-ins. Okay, but they openly say it. But of course, they're Hollywood. They're into low frequency. It says here, this startling new notion is just now beginning to emerge from feminist thinking. I don't think it's from feminist thinking, because feminists, I've heard many people say, well, I'm a feminist, and then some guys say I'm a feminist too, meaning that they support women's causes, not they want to destroy men who want to destroy men. That's why I'm a feminist, because I want to support women destroying men. Hierarchy. We can deal with a hierarchy each house at a time, by each husband and wife sitting down based on your religion you're in, based on your belief system, and say, hey, do we agree with this? Are you okay with this? Are you really okay with this? And what if the wife says, baby, I really don't like the idea of bowing myself to nobody but maybe the one we say we worship? Okay. I really don't like laying my decisions down in nobody's hands, because I know nobody's perfect. No, not one. Okay. And if you can't deal with the fact that someone says, I don't want to be a child no more. I've been a child for 19, 18 years. I don't want to be a child no more. And he said, but it's not being a child. And you think about it, it really is. We both come to the table when we both lay out what our label's supposed to mean for the future, for the structuring of our family, so it can be healthy and not dysfunctioning in this game called life. So it says here, in the future, labeling people at birth as male or female will be considered just as unfamiliar as South Africa's now abolished practice of stamping black or white on people's ID cards. Well, the reason why that is, black and white is so different than male or female. You can look at me. I'm not black. I'm actually copper skin color. I look at my son's friend. He's not white. He's Caucasian. He's more reddish, kind of creamish, kind of. So that's not the same. That's someone's label that actually doesn't describe the person properly. Man and woman does. Male and female does. The feet, the womb, and the male, the male. You got the male, then you got the female, woman. Anyway, interesting. It's interesting that, okay, even though you can compare and contrast things, they have to still have the same weight. Someone can say, oh, them ain't nothing but niggers. Them ain't nothing but honkies. Put that on the driver's license. That doesn't describe anything. This is just a derogatory term that some people are okay with and some people aren't okay with. Male and female, man and woman are not derogatory terms. Calling somebody black really is derogatory. Even though you don't have to really get offended by it, but it really is. Black. You're black. You look at, I am not black. It's not that many people on the planet that are really black. Now, I've seen some black people. Some solid black people. But history's behind that. And I know people don't like words constructed to put you inside of a box, but I don't think male and female is to put you inside of a box. I think male and female is actually labels that actually show that there actually is a difference in this body and that body. Black and white, you got black females, black males. We're gonna still use that term for the moment. White females, white males. It's not the same as male, female. That's a whole conglomerate of one species. Female. That's the, okay. Let's deal with the female. Okay, the woman. Then over here you got the male. Totally different. Totally different. There's no swapping in or out. And if you can't pick up what I'm putting down, well, it is what it be. What is male and female? So let's see what this person's perspective is. Because initially from the beginning, this person absolutely got it wrong. Totally got it wrong. Biologically speaking, there's the sexes are male and female. This person wants to blend gender. That's what they're doing. They're using the word gender. Interesting. And if you don't know that they're talking about genders, as Senator Kennedy said, oh, that's an imagination thing. Yes, it's an imagination thing. It's like Willy Wonka factory. Okay, it's just an imaginational thing. It's just like Dorothy. I want to go home. I want to go home. I want to go home. That whole story is about gold. That whole story is about drugs. The poppy plants in the field she was running through. Her and the Tin Man and the Scarecrow and the Cowardly Lion. And then Toto, the dog, who actually, I won't even say what he represents, but anyway. It says, there is little that we can take for granted than the separation. What? There is little that we take more for granted than the separation of people in two sex types, male and female. Take for granted. You're taking for granted male and female. Interesting. Yet when we try to define the differences, problems and inconsistencies arise immediately. Okay, so this person says when he has tried to define the difference, he can't speak for me. Yet when he, because he said we, no, talk for yourself. When he tried to define the differences, problems and inconsistencies arise immediately. So is he having a problem with defining male compared to female? Because now if we're comparing and contrasting, I don't see, hold up, give me a minute. I'm just gonna do something right quick, because he says immediately he confused. Immediately inconsistencies arise because he can't separate male from female. So let me help him out, okay? Let me help him out. I'm gonna show y'all a picture of male and female, okay? I just need to understand. I'm just trying to help the person out, just in case they get on the video. Just in case they get on the video. Just in case some of y'all get on the video, y'all don't understand. Ooh. Just in case you don't understand, old girl right here finna help you out. Do 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 do. Y'all, I'm serious. It's a heart attack. I really All right. So let's go for it. Okay. Basically refers to reproductive organs of males and females. Gonads or gonads. It is primary reproductive glands that is part of the endocrine system. The male testes produce the male sex hormones. Females ovary produce the female sex hormones. So there's a difference even in the hormones. Okay. It talks about the testes, the sac, and the ovary. Okay. So the testes hang on the outside. The ovaries are in the inside. That is a clear difference. Okay. There's no confusion there. Okay. And I'm going to show y'all a picture in a minute for those folks who learn visually. But, I want to talk about this, because, the two may be sensitive to the definition and, they may be so holy on here that they can't see those things. These organs are responsible for producing gametes in both males and females. They are also produce sex hormones in individuals, which are responsible for developing primary and secondary reproductive characteristics. So these produce reproductive, meaning making children, characteristics. So what's inside of these actually help make the babies. The babies. They say fetus, but I think fetus in another language actually means child. But anyway. Okay, so let's go down here and look at details. Oh my goodness. They are similar. Oh, it's almost confusing. Oh, wait. Oh, that's just a vagina. That's on the inside. Oh, this, okay. Okay, all right there. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, so, okay. Oh, wait. That's down here. Okay, the testy. Oh, wait. Is this a canal? Oh, no. That's a canal. This is actually a pipe with a vein in it. Okay, this must be the top of his, if he had a uterus, where that would be. Oh, okay, it's like right here. Okay, oh, got some veins going down there, some tubes. Okay, check it. Look at them tubes. All right. Oh, might be a little confusing here. Hold up, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Why you ain't got nothing here? He got something right here. Wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute. This must be thick. Okay, wait a minute. If I fold this on top of this, could this actually go in here? Like, it almost looks like this thing was made for this. So this is a female reproductive system. Okay, she has a ton of grooves and everything. Okay, that's where it's sperm. Oh, okay, I did not. Oh, it comes out of here. Oh, okay. Oh, goodness gracious. So the babies come out of here, so they go down to here. So she gets all these. Oh, wait a minute. They stop here? What happened to the babies? Oh, my. Oh, it goes here. Oh, it goes. Oh. Chat, please. Okay. So, did y'all understand what I just said? Woo! Females, gonads, are called ovaries that produce estrogen in female body. Now, we all have. Everybody has testosterone, and let me go to the male. Testosterone is the male, and testosterone is the female. Well, this could be a little confusing because I get what they're saying. The testosterone sounds so much like sterone here almost. You know what I'm saying? But I think maybe the testosterone goes to the testes. So maybe that's a clue that's talking about the guy's sac here that's on the outside of his body. Interesting. Estrogen. Oh, it almost like testosterone. Almost confused me there. Oh my goodness. Interesting. I'm being sarcastic. Okay, so let's see here. I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. These are the things that are outside the body, and there go a pecker whacker. Okay, so I'm just showing you that, I don't quite know what the confusion would be. Yes, only thing I can say that I know for sure that males and females have in similarity is we cry, we both get angry, we get happy. Our emotions can be the same. Let's applaud that. I love the similarities in males and females. Guys tend to be more, or they have more energy that's more fiery than females. Even though females can be fiery too, that's still not what makes you male or female. Whether you look, a lot of times men are pretending when they are, like this guy was telling this melanated female that, oh, I'm a trans woman, and you're a black woman, and you should be supporting me because, and she says, I need for you to step away from me because you're being too aggressive. I can't believe you, blah, 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 blah. And then when she would just not comply with going along with his, in her business, harassing her, with wanting her to force her to respect whatever he was saying. You can't force somebody to respect nothing. You got to respect yourself. And then you have to sit within yourself and be glad that you can respect yourself. But that's the problem. You're looking on the outward appearance and not looking at the heart when dealing with other people. You got to go within and deal with your own self in order to be able to deal with people who don't accept your idea of reality. Because a lot of people saying, no, we're talking about biology. We're talking about sex, your sex. And you keep saying your sex is a variance of things. And we're saying, bro, sis, it's just your imagination running away with you. Because I'm not a cis woman. I'm not a cis woman. I'm a woman. Just because somebody said 1,000 times don't mean it's going to change me, because I've went within and thought about, I'm looking at my avatar. I know I'm a man, but I'm a woman because I got a womb. I got ovaries. I got hips that gather fat. If I had my husband's little thighs, oh my goodness. If I had his little thighs and that's probably all. If I could burn weight as quick as my husband could, because my body's made to keep weight, just in case I would have a baby. It needs that weight. My husband's body doesn't. He can burn weight so quick. It's enough to make you just want to, just all you can say. That's all you can say. It's just anyway. That's a different step. The inconsistencies arise immediately. There are no inconsistencies. It's plain. Do I need to look at the women's breast as well? Because we just looked at the bottom body part. Because I don't, if you can't accept logically that men's and women's chests are different, I don't know what to tell you. You can put plastic in there all day long. It doesn't mean it. It don't mean nothing. It don't. And people will fool you all the day long on this regard and saying it does. Okay, we both have nipple. Okay, that's all right. Aurora. Okay. What's this? Supporting fibroid tissue, blah, blah, blah. Do I have this over here? Let me see if my chest got that. Anybody else see it? I don't see it. Okay, I don't see that. First. Okay, we got that. That's the real. Okay, we got that. Okay, we got some similar stuff. Be happy. You got something like me. Okay, guys that want to be women, that's claim you women. Look, you got some stuff. Look, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Be happy. Be happy. You got 3 things like my breasts, even though you ain't really got none. You can put plastic in there all you want. Don't make no woman. Okay, so let's go down here and see. Look at that. You got that. You got that. Oh, we got some stuff alike. Be happy. Come on. How many things we got alike? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. Wow, amazing. Truly amazing. Amazing. Be thankful for that. And tell that walk-in that dwells within you, move out the way and let you be the man you're supposed to be or the woman you're supposed to be. Now look at the nipple. Oh, wait a minute. Why do they nipple don't have all that, them veins and stuff? Ew. Ew. Oh, that's for milk. Oh. Ooh, where all this fat come from? Oh my goodness. Why? Where you got no fat? Why you got no fat? Even though I'm clowning, I am serious. I'm literally serious. Oh, we talking about breast cancer? Oh, and these men that want to put that plastic in your chest that's not a breast can turn to breast cancer. So we can have that in common too. Sad but true. Sad but true. All right, let me move on. And even though this sounds like I'm like really taking this lighthearted, no, this is just how I am. Because to me, I always go within first. I know I'm an eternal being. That's what's most important. I know I'm here playing a role as a woman in this reality at least. And for those people who just don't want to accept that your avatar sort of dictates to you your sex. It doesn't dictate to you how to dress. It doesn't dictate to you I wasn't say how to talk, but it does, because men that be pretending like, good morning, my name is Busha, and then you're gonna mad like that melanated chick got that tranny mad, got him mad. He said he was a trans female, got him mad. He took his whole wig off, threw it on the ground, and changed his damn voice. You tell me that ain't DID. When you are disassociated from your identity and you have a disorder. Just like AAA, Alcohol Anonymous. People have to admit that I did something, or somebody did something to me that warped my understanding and almost stripped me of my reality. And a lot of times that's what happens. That's what happens. I mean, that's what happens. What is male and female? Okay, anyway. So after birth, a cursory of examinations made of a baby's genitals. What the hell? Have you ever had a baby before? Anyway, if the doctor sees a small penis, the parents are told it's a boy. Because, do I need to show the male genitals again? We're talking about biology. Remember, people, we're talking about biology. We're talking about biology. We're not talking about just a name. We're not talking about just a name. We're talking about, I know this person got distortion in the mind, so I'm not gonna. Okay, I'm gonna leave this picture here for these people that need help. Okay, so I'm serious. Because I think sometimes people literally forget. See their little hips up, something out. That's how my husband's legs are made. Just so straight. And I'm sure, these folks come around here try to put some fat on their hips now, since I pointed that out. Yeah, men tend to have this elongated shoulder thing unless their avatar tend to just be more massive. Women tend to, unless they lift weights, but it's still not the same. It's still not the same. It's still not the same. It's still different. It's still different. It's just still different. It's still different. Yeah. Like, there's something else in here that's different with men and women too, but you can't see it here. But truly, let's go on. Because these inconsistencies that are arising immediately, I don't see it. Okay. So they talk about small penis. They're told it's a boy. A vagina is a girl. From this initial declaration, most people are sent off on two different tracks in life. Two tracks in life. Two tracks in life. I think that males and females have way more in common than different. Now, if he's talking about different tracks in life, that means life has to do with day-to-day things. Okay, they both get up in the morning. They both eat breakfast. They both use the bathroom. They both brush their teeth. They take showers. They take baths. They watch television or YouTube or Twitter or whatever. They ride bikes. They take strolls. They ponder. They wonder. They do their hairs. They put on clothes. They talk. They laugh. They giggle. They scream. They holler. They yell. They roll their eyes. They bat their eyes. They bat their eyes multiple times, particularly women. But they go on different tracks in life. The tracks aren't too different, even though they biology have created them, the avatar, differently. They still can experience a lot of the same things. However, we don't distance ourselves from the real reality of the avatar's makeup. We don't be disingenuous. You have to show authenticity. You have to be an authentic person. Well, I know I'm a girl from the inside. I know I'm a girl. And you're a guy. I know I'm a girl. You're not being authentic. Because girl isn't something in the mind. That's an eternal being in the mind. A girl is the body, female, womb, the declarations, the initial declarations of, yes, a boy, a girl. They just identify your avatar. That doesn't mean that you can't wear purple, you can't wear pink, you can't wear boots with heels on them. Men, Prince did that. Rick James did that. A few other rock singers do that. A lot of weird kids now that sing, that rap and sing, do that. Like, I call them weird because they want to look like furries and animals now. They're disassociating themselves. I think a lot of these people have had their personality has been split, where you have to deal with trauma in such a way where you disassociate yourself from the reality that you have now, and then that gives access to walk-ins, and walk-ins will walk in and walk your damn life out, and you won't have a life because they feel you're weak. I dare you, anybody that's a transgender, I dare you to go without food for 3 days. Drink no water for a day. Then the next day, maybe drink water after 12 o'clock. And then the next day, maybe drink water after 3 o'clock. Just gradually give yourself water. I guarantee you, if you fast 3 days, and this isn't biblical, I guarantee you that flush, that body of yours, and yet mind of yours will start figuring out, hey, something else is bothering me. You'll start realizing it's someone else in there. It's not you, but someone else is in there. Because you're still feeding that machine, which is the avatar. The avatar is innocent. The avatar is straight innocent. And I know that there are beings who have been genoed on this plane of existence that we're in right now. And through other realms of existence, there are different humanoids that have avatars that are differently, but they don't focus on, oh, I'm a male, I'm a female. They just say, how does my body operate? Cool, my body operates as a male. My body operates as a female. Great, this is beautiful. But your personality is what you make it. So the personality would be the gender. So I think the muddying of the gender and sexes is the problem, because no one, as close as our relationships are, males and females, in the day-to-day scheduling of life, that does not mean, look, we got so much in common, even with our chest and even with our lower half, that we should be appreciative that we have differences. This mental thing that's going on, that's something you have to personally deal with. And I don't know, like one guy said, he said, well, if you get therapy or psychiatry work, do it without medicine. Because if you do it with medicine, you're going to put something to sleep. It may be yourself you put to sleep. I'm not a doctor. I was one class away from, I could have had a degree in psychology. I could have. But I was like, nobody be putting their burdens on me. No, sir. No, ma'am. I'm not about saving nobody. I'm about explaining what it is I see. And this isn't even biblical. I'm talking about biology. You don't even have to go biblical. The reason why people call this sinning is, remember, you're in an avatar. You're in an avatar. And if your avatar is supposed to do certain things, you cut all this stuff off, you're absolutely not going to hit the target in the game. You're gonna realize, why didn't I just walk this life out as a male? Why didn't you just walk this life out as a female? That's what your avatar say. And then whatever you can, in the culture you live in, whatever you can do that may have some flexibility in it, you say, well, I like to wear peach shirts or pink shirts. Well, you do know you're a male, and you do know how culture looks at that. But now they did the breast cancer thing, so now you can do it. I want more. I want more. That's that walk-in. That's that walk-in trying to play you. That's that walk-in trying to play you. I'm telling you. There's a lot of people walking around here, and other humanoids, disembodied spirits, are literally trying to have another life through you. That's it. They say, well, that's called possession. Well, I call it walk-in. Because just like they can walk their ass in, they can walk their ass out. And you don't need nobody casting nothing out of you if you would just walk in the truth. And what's the truth? Your avatar that identifies you at birth, under examination, to have a certain genitals, whether a boy or a girl. And then you learn to love that avatar and say, you know what, I'm an eternal spirit above all things. Above all things, I'm an eternal spirit that will never die. So this avatar that I have, I may not want to be this avatar, but I am going to love this avatar. I'm going to take care of this avatar. That's what you got to be about. Who cares what other people say about you loving your avatar? It's only right to feed this avatar good food, not bioengineered food. To get fluoride-free filtered water for your body. It's only right to go out in the sun at least 15 minutes a day. It's only right to love the body you in. It's your body. It's your choice to love it. Now, when these two bodies, this male and female's body, get together, and he fits right where he's supposed to fit with her, because they are doing something that's according to biology, according to the way the avatar was created, and came into the game, and they don't fight it, and they just accept it, and they love themselves for what they be, male and female, and they don't argue with it because they know they're more than just this avatar. They're an eternal being. Then once they come together and it fits just fine, she does her role, and the role is birth the child, love the child, feed the child. If he can do anything to comfort her, do her feet, wash her hair, clip her fingernails, clip her toenails, hold the baby, learn to change the baby, carry the baby around on his chest when they're in the grocery store, talk to the baby, walk with the baby together, see the baby look like one of them more than the other. It's a beautiful thing. I've done it more than 5 times with this one man of mine. Been married over 30 plus years. So I know what I'm talking about. And this is absolutely has nothing to do with man-made religion. This has everything to do with observation. People say scientific theory. It has everything to do with observation. And we must be observational people. If you do not observe reality that you sit in, and you learn to appreciate the reality of the avatar you have, you will always be tormented by the things unseen that want to be you. That maybe you didn't put those walk-ins in you. Maybe someone else did. But now that you know, now you can do something about it. Like I say, yeah, it's easier sometimes to get other people who have high frequency to agree with you and watch you and encourage you with words of encouragement. Those people who have the ability to heal, to help heal you with their hands. So let me go on. A small vagina is a girl. From this initial declaration, most people are sent off on two different tracks in life. I don't think it's that complicated. Our lives are not much different. Women work, men work. But women do things that men don't do. And that's birth children. That's how you're a woman, because you have a womb. And your womb produced a child. Anyway. Gender is a set of different behaviors that society accepts a person labeled either male or female. So a gender is, yes, it's the attire that you put on the avatar. It's the learned behavior that you do. Guys smile, girls smile. Guys frown, girls frown. The reason why girls act all girly, is because they want to get their way. They want to get their way. They want to look cute. Now, if a female want a guy to act cuter than her, I'm assuming that she's just going along with the person's behavior, because maybe the person was raised by their grandmama or their mom, and she's like, I love him. He wants to be more cuter than me, but as long as he uses his body properly with me, then that's his culture. Like some men wear eyeliner in their culture. That's their culture. Some men wear, the Scottish men, they wear the pleated skirts sometimes, but I'm sure they have. And the Arab guys, they have on those long robes that look like dresses. They really do. They look like African, but they have pins on them. So it's just an attire, but it's probably because they're hot. They need to make sure their testicles don't sweat, like one guy on the commercial said. My husband just blowing me up on his phone, y'all. It makes no sense. Let me see right quick what he's talking about. And yes, husbands and wives both text each other to death. Both be all in each other Kool-Aid, don't know the flavor. So he does and I do it. I'm emotional sometimes. He's emotional sometimes. I'm too logical sometimes, and sometimes he's not logical enough. It is what it be. It is what it be. Okay, so it says here, is the significance of being born with either a penis or a vagina so great that a person's future destiny should be dictated accordingly? I think that if you take awareness of your life, you can put in your life on a day-to-day basis the things that you desire to do, the things that make you joyful and happy that you can do without anyone else. So this person here is trapped in the mindset that they're a victim because society as a whole has a way of doing things that the person doesn't exactly want to fit into. Well, you got to learn how to just accept that you are a male and she's a female, for real, biologically speaking. And once you do that, also go within and find out A lot of them do know whether you've been molested, whether you've been traumatized. Some people have been way more than molested. Like, it goes deeper than that. Some people are here on the plane of existence and they are writing books and they are in occults. Like, they're into black magic, sex rituals. They've been done, their body's been done in such ways that you would think they would run away from the distortion of the propaganda, the MK Ultra they've gone through. You know, the CIA gonna say, it's an article on my email, and the CIA saying that I guess the YouTubers online are saying that Thomas Matthew Crooks, the one that one of the guys that shot at Trump, that he was MK Ultra by the CIA and they got nothing to do with us. And it's like, I got a book right over here now, 2 of them that talks about the damn CIA when they were formulated and what they were all about, using technology with medicine to mess with people's minds. And maybe this is what's going on with these people here, just an experiment. I've never thought about that until right now. I did think about it earlier today, where they were spraying during war, and they sprayed some type of chemical. It wasn't orange, green. It was some chemical. Melanated scientist was talking about on his video, and he was saying that they were literally trying to change the hormone functionings of the testosterone in the males to get their I would call it their energy off, so that their bodies would linger for the wrong thing. Interesting. So it says here, would we consider predetermining a person's life path based on either accident or biology? Finally said biology, a straight miracle, I tell you. Such as birth weight, eye color, skin tone, or hair texture. It's not the same. I don't know if this person understands how to distinguish between the earlier it said, I showed y'all where it's talking about getting from the testicles and from the ovaries our makeup, how we're made, the things that make how we look, our hair texture, our skin tone, all of that's in the sperm and the egg. When they come to, that's made there. There's no one to blame. It's just, that's what it is. But this person's saying predetermine that person's life path. A person's life path is their living, moving, and being. It has nothing to do with your avatar. Your avatar is your avatar, and you don't destroy the avatar just because you're not happy with the avatar. You're in a game called life, and you don't see biology as an accident, because there are such things as walk-ins, disembodied spirits who would love to live through you, who would love to be part of that facet of the collage that was spoken of earlier. Okay, I hope y'all picking up what I'm putting down. Okay, person's life path is what you do on a day-to-day basis. Now remember, male and female do a lot of things similar. A hot dog, a lot of things similar, like a lot. We walk, we talk, we hop, we jump, we skip, we laugh, we cry, we fuss, we fight, we roll, we tumble, we climb, we dance, we sing, we holler, we cook, we clean, we wash, we dry, we fold, we drive. Okay? We garden, we do a lot of things that's similar. However, your life path may have some stuff in it that mine don't have in it. You may have some experiences and stuff you like to do. Some people like to jump out of planes. No thank you. No thank you. No thank you. That doesn't mean that you're a male because you like jumping out of a plane. That doesn't mean you're a female because you don't like to jump out of planes. That's just a life path you've chosen to experience. That's a path you chose to experience. It has nothing to do with your biological so-called accident. Your birth weight isn't an accident. It depends on how much your mama ate. Did she get some Asian fried rice and some chick kebabs with the barbecue on them when you're pregnant, or did she eat at Wendy's all the time? That will determine your weight. Eye color, it's depending on your parents or grandparents. Skin tone, depending on your parents or your grandparents. Hair texture, depending on your parents. Nothing's accidental. Okay. So you predetermined person's life path is, your weight, your eye color, your skin tone, your hair texture. You have your living and moving and your being in your avatar with these things, your hair texture, you know what I'm saying? You have this biology of a male or female avatar body. However, you choose your life path. You can still have your living, moving, and being just perfectly fine, whether people hating on you or whether people loving you. Because it all starts from within. And though sometimes it's complicated to remind the brain that it's going to be all right in the morning. Trouble don't last always. I can see the sun peeping through the clouds. Sometimes you have to write stuff down to remind your brain until it gets used to knowing that it's going to be okay. Maybe someone don't like my copper melanated skin color. My hair texture, my fro, I wear a fro sometimes. I wear braids, natural braids sometimes. My eye color, a little light browner than my sisters. My birth weight, different. That's just what it be. But my life path, I wake up every goddamn morning to determine that. Every morning I determine that. And if I have peace, it's because I have decided today is the day of peace. If I have turmoil, it's because I've allowed myself to focus on low vibrational things that brings no peace. That's what happens. You can't look without yourself and say, oh, the world's a mess. You have to look within yourself. And I think that's what the issue is. Don't blame the avatar for being male or female, for being biologically a woman or a man. And don't blame society that they looked and said, oh, y'all, ooh, Gino, ooh, it's different. Ooh, slightly different here. Ooh, interesting. Ooh, but they work together so well to procreate. All right. Yes, it seems like somebody created these avatars for this game. That would be Inky and his wife. Because they needed slaves. And now, because they don't need slaves and they from to do transhuman or robots, now they want to depopulate the Anunnaki. Exactly. For lack of knowledge, people perish because they don't know how to restrain themselves from going along with just some emotion. So you're perishing, meaning that you're hurting yourself emotionally every damn day because you have not determined that you will not be moved by the thoughts that come to your mind that you know are adverse to what you want to do. What do you want to do? You should want to accept your biological avatar. That's what the fight is all about. Maybe somehow someone walked in you that's a female and they didn't leave the earth, or they didn't go through the tunnel, or they didn't go through another wormhole to leave here, and they stayed because they knew they could stay, and they watched you since a child, and they want to see if you strong or you weak, or you capable of recognizing, all these imaginary friends you have when you're little children. I'll be honest, I don't remember having no imaginary friends as a child. Just don't. I was too aware. I can remember stuff all the way from when I was in first grade. People be amazed when I tell my mom, sitting down there talking to her on the phone, and she said, "You remember that? How you remember that?" Like my daughter, she said she remembered the day she was born. She said, "Mom, I remember that day." I said, "You see how I was holding the thing?" She said, "Yeah." She was like, "But Mom, when I tell people I remember, they look at me like, well, how do you remember that?" Well, some people become more aware than other people. Do you want to be more aware? Let's say you have to come back to this game called life. You don't want to start in confusion. You got to rise above it. That's the only thing I could tell people. And you know, say copyrighted material. I already bought the book, so I'm just not reading out the book. But I got the book. I paid you, okay? Be happy, Martine Rothblatt. I was gonna say Rothschild. Never know. Okay, so interesting name. I'm gonna look into you. Let's go on. Of course, there was a time when accidents of birth determined everything about a person's life. Let me read that again. Of course, there was a time when accidents of birth determined everything about a person's life. Accidents of birth. Oops. He put his yada yada in my yada yada. And oops, I got pregnant. Accidents of birth. This person, if you ever see this video, your avatar is not an accident. The challenge is for you to love your avatar. For you to tell the voices that tell you that's not who you are. To say, look, in this reality, that is who I be. And every goddamn day, I'm going to stand in who I be in this avatar. I have a female avatar, but I'm an eternal being. My avatar is just a vessel for me to play in this game. Please understand that. If you do not come to the knowledge of the truth that, yes, society has labeled things, but you still are in an avatar that has a penis or a vagina, one or the other. Even if you cut it off and your avatar has nothing, now you've pretty much forfeited your game almost. Let's say you've come to the knowledge that you shouldn't have did that. You shouldn't have cut off your breast. You shouldn't have cut off your me-man. Your you know, I call it me-man because it's an easier way than saying the P word. Then now you have to really deal with your voice, you. Now you're going to have to not regret the voices in your head or the array of thoughts. Now you have to tell yourself, I'm going to be in this reality. If I go to another reality, it has to be in my dream world. But I'm going to deal with this reality. I'm going to come full force and deal with this reality. And I'm going to leave this game victorious and appreciating and loving me and not demanding other people to look beyond my fault and see what I need. People working on themselves. See, I think that's what people don't understand. Everybody has their own struggle. And a lot of times people's struggles aren't their bodies. But anyway. He says some very peculiar, he speaks in a very, like, does this person recall when they were coming and somehow they said, I want to be in a male's body, and somehow they wind up in a female's body? Because that's the only way I could say, why are you talking like this? Was a time when accidents of birth determined everything about a person's life. This person talks in absolutes. This person doesn't talk as someone who wakes up every day, new every day, refreshed every day, giving him or herself an opportunity every day to be better, to do better, to see better, to resolve issues, to see it as a joy, to work out crap in you that you don't like, to see that challenge as something that's paramount, but something that's comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's big, but when you conquer it, hey, that's enough to make you dance, you know? Okay, anyway. In many ways, accidents of birth, biology are still paramount. But the course of civilization is to prove all persons with equal opportunity regardless of their birth biology. Everyone has equal opportunity. I don't know how a person would think that they don't have equal opportunity. You go to school, you get education, You apply for a job, or you have some money put aside. Open up a business, start a business. Um, Equal opportunity. Your birth biology doesn't block you from having opportunity. Even as females, females through endurance can have any occupation they want. They can be creators of anything they want to create. Sculptures, paintings, online drawings, a beautician, learn how to be a mechanic through their fathers. Father may have to teach you how to be a mechanic. Are you going to mechanic school? Because working on cars look pretty cool. Little fingers can go up in there, as long as you don't have to do anything that'll damage her body, because a woman's uterus can be damaged through lifting too much stuff, because our hips are made different than men. That slight difference really means something. So guys, please understand that our bodies, though that some women who train all their lives can be very strong and quick, like let's say Sharina, she even said, Venus' sister, she even said that she know guys that can whoop her. They're not even professional tennis players. So she has to say, look, I don't know what to tell people. You don't deny reality. You can get mad that I'm saying this, but I know in time, the words from my mouth, you'll deal with them one day, because I know you want yourself to be happy in this game. I want to be happy being something else. Tell your walk-in stop. Just tell your walk-in stop. That's my hubby again, leaving work. So, and I'm doing work. Let's see. And those people who want to see me do some shopping, I did do some shopping. I also talked about something else on the video that will be coming out later on. This video will be pumped out maybe today or tomorrow. I don't know if I put out a video today or not, but normally on my other two channels I do day-to-day videos, because it's just I talk to those subscribers just in generalities about what's going on, what I'm thinking, recording how I think, why I think, what other people think, why do they think that way, is what they're thinking logical, is there some type of bias in it. This writer, with all of his maritime, it may be a female, maybe a male. I saw on the front page of the book, it was a melanated, masculine guy, feminized, and I thought that sounds like the agenda. The agenda is to first remove the consciousness of the race that first was genoed. You start with them first, and everybody else, I guess, is easy. That's what the prisons are all about. Not just getting men off the street. And that's been not just the regular white melanated guys, not melanated, Caucasian guys trick. It's been those people, oligarchs, that have been in money powered. I would call them Zarkarians. Not Zarkarians, Aussie Nazis. What's Zarkarians? I've heard those before. Interesting. My phone will hit me up, keep hitting me up if I don't hit the thing, so I won't do it. I don't care if it hits me up or not. I will not be controlled by the phone. I want to always discuss things as I'm reading, because this is what my channel is about. Reasoning with my own self and listen to what other people are saying. Up through the 18th century, the doctrine of primogeniture held that the first son to be born automatically inherit all of the family's land. Primogeniture. Okay. he used that word, but prime is first. Gender. Okay. This concept was banned around the time of founding of the United States, a period when land ownership was equivalent to power. That's customs this person is talking about. Premature. That's just a custom. It's just a practice. It's nothing to cry about. It's not woe is me. This person's woe is me. Doctrine of, okay. This concept was banned around the time of the founding of the United States. It still goes on. It's just not practiced by everybody. A period when the land ownership was equivalent to power. Power is still equivalent to land ownership. It has not changed. It changes not. Why do you think Bill Gates got so much land? Founding patriots such as Thomas Jefferson and Noah Webster argued successfully that primogeniture was undemocratic because it locked individuals to conditions of inequality based on mere accidents of birth order. You know what? I don't think Thomas Jefferson and Noah have any rights to tell a father or a family who gets the land. They can stay out of that. That's the family determination. What if the dad died in his 60s and his son at that point was 40? He needs a mature person to take over the property. You can't just hand it to a damn child. But anyway, I'm letting logic speak here. Undemocratic. What does democracy have to do with someone else's land? Democracy is a mob mentality. It means if someone has a vote on your whatever, no one has a right to vote on how you handle your business. If it's your wife and your property and you have 7 kids and you say, I'm going to give it to the first child because I know that this child is the first and this is the first child that's been with us the whole time. It's very important to understand the importance of the first child, whether male or female first child. That child been with the parents the whole time as they have grown up and matured as adults. They made all their mistakes with the child. I tell my first 2 kids, I'm surprised y'all still in the land of the living. Just me and Daddy didn't know what we were doing. There's a reason behind it. But there's no need for a democratic process to mellow with people's land based on some condition of inequality. On the mere accident of birth order. Birth order is not an accident because people laid down to have the children, the child, the eternal being. It's not based on accident. It's a gift. Why is it a gift? I don't know whether it's going to be a girl or a boy. Let's see. Ooh, it's a boy. All right. Oops, it's a girl. All right. And probably over in the East, the reason why guys would get the land and stuff is because females, their bodies are made different. And guys tend to be a little bit more aggressive than females. And that means that how's she going to protect the land? Huh? Yeah, this is based on logic. This is based on observation. It's not based on emotion. It's not based on, oh, it's so unfair, so unjust. Oh, won't somebody save me? Won't somebody see about me? Come on and see about me. God damn. Gee whiz. But let's continue. Man. Whoo, this victim mentality, I can't take it. In time, the ones, I'm serious. Remember, old girl right here don't give a damn if I offend anybody. With the way I analyze stuff and look at stuff and be logical. I'm being logical. You even get my emotions every now and then when I be like, what the? Not that I've never heard a more softer, less wordy approach to this concept. Yeah, I figured that's why a lot of these people rebelling against their own avatars. It's because they feel like their life is an accident, but they don't even consider what if you sharing your life with somebody else, huh? What if putting your hand on that Ouija board open up a portal? What if looking in that mirror saying Bloody Mary, open up a portal? Huh? What if that preacher put his hands on you and you didn't know he was a hoe, and he put all them spirits in you that he had in him, them hoeing spirits? Huh? Did you see how this well-known director in Atlanta, Georgia, put his hands on this well-known bishop? He had almost the same name as Thomas Matthew Crooks, but his name just was Thomas. Got hands laid on him, and soon thereafter, he was watching a man twerk on live television with his hand in his pocket by his me-man. What happened there? Transferring of spirit, transferring of energy. I told y'all they were walking people. All right, so let me continue. I just dropped something there. I hope y'all can pick it up. Okay, let's continue. In time, the once paramount social legal clarification or classification of society and firstborn sons and all others became completely irrelevant. No, it's not. It's not. It's still not. So he's talking in absolutes, but I would call this a generality. People still do it in the South. They still do it in the South. So he's just saying it from his perspective of his reality. Because from my reality, let's continue. Up through the 19th century, illegitimate children could be disavowed of almost all legal rights. What is wrong with this? How has this had anything to do with accepting yourself, your avatar? Up through the 19th century, illegitimate children could be disavowed of almost all legal rights. No one owes you anything. Let's get this through the thick skull. Hear me, people, when I roar. Illegitimate or legitimate child or not, nobody owes you anything. No parent owes you anything in this game. No, not one. If you think everyone is special, as Barney says, the purple dinosaur, the transitioning dinosaur in purple, because that's what transition means. The color purple means transformation, transition, to move out of oneself into another. Okay? To move out of one position to another position. Okay? If you think, let's think about reparations. You think somebody else owe you something because they act a buffoon on your kinfolks? You'll always be in victim mode, and you'll be able to be transformed and transgendered and transhuman if you stay in that frame of mind, because it's a low frequency, baby. It's a low frequency, sir. It's a low frequency, ma'am. Illegitimate children could be disavowed of almost all legal rights. You have no rights to anything anyway. What does Klaus Schwab say? He said it all smooth. It's another little attachment to his statement that I had never heard before, and I was like shocked that he added that little piece to it. But let's talk about the part he always says that everybody talks about. You will own nothing and be happy. Now, is he telling the truth? And the long duration of things. Yes, he is. We own nothing, people. And because you realize you own nothing, you can never own anything like land and houses. You can't own that car. It can't be put in the grave with you, and you can't ride it to wherever you're going. You can own nothing. You own nothing. Be happy. Now you have to find yourself and say, okay, technically speaking, I'm purchasing my home. I'm almost done with my Mercedes Benz, my brand new one. Pretty much almost done with you know, the payment. Pretty much almost done. Don't wish nothing bad on me, because I don't want it coming back to you. Okay? Because nothing anyone speaks on me comes to me. It goes right back to them. Because I'm not the kind of person that worries about someone else's words, because nobody's words have power over my reality. And when if they have tried, it gets canceled. It gets caught and get canceled. So, the whole point is this. No one owes you anything. Your wife don't owe you relations. Your husband don't owe you his paycheck. Children, your parents don't owe you a car when you graduate from high school. No one owes you anything. You have come into this game to learn, whether you're struggling or straining, whether you are abounding or abasing, whether you're up or down, whether you're having good times or bad times, whether you're rich or poor or in between. No one owes you anything. So don't get angry about it. This person right here is just frustrated with maybe the last time they came here, they were, well, the timeline are beside each other. Maybe they were recalling they had a better life. And maybe they were more important. And now they're not in these fancy, chaotic families anymore. Interesting. That's a thought. Never thought that. Okay, it says here. Did I read that part about in times once paramount social legal classification of society into firstborn sons and all others became completely irrelevant? I don't remember that firstborn son part. Okay, so it says here. It took Supreme Court decisions to finally ban discrimination based on marital status of a person's parents. So, discrimination. Oh, you discriminate against me. I want something. I want some land. I want some money. You discriminate against me because I'm not a legitimate child. Well, that's the point of paper marriage. Oh, this person's quite this person's quite full of whining, and this person's whole life, the whole eye gate of this person is everyone's special but me. Whine. Why me? Why me? Hey, Roth Black, I would encourage you to start working out self-hate by not pointing at others not agreeing with you. That's all I can tell you, bro. Well, see, the Supreme Court that's the democracy, that's the mob, that's other people coming in and saying, oh, your life path is wrong. We need to correct your life path. You and that wife of yours that want to get a first child that's not right. This illegitimate child. That reminds me of a story in the Old Testament in the Tanakh where what was his name? Ishmael. Who was it? Abraham and Abram and Isaac. And then you got Ishmael, if I'm not mistaken. Hadn't seen that story in a little while. But anyway, the whole point was the Anunnaki, Elohim, because that's who they served, was an Anunnaki god. Enlil didn't approve of the illegitimate because he gave a promise. They supposed to wait on the promise. Sarah's supposed to wait on the promise. She didn't. She got a little flustered with someone telling her she could have a kid well beyond her biological makeup. This is a story, whether it's true or not. That's not my concern. It's still a good story. Whether it can be proven that it existed or not, it's still a good story. That's the point. When you hear stories and you hear information, it still could be a good story. Come on now. Anyway, that reminds me of this illegitimate child thing he's talking about, this disavowalment. Um, it's like everyone should be successful. Everyone should obtain everything they want to obtain. Everyone should have everything equal. Then the world will be a happier world. Son, you can be happy whether or not you have everything everybody else have or not. Daughter, you can be happy whether or not you have what I have or not. Whether you have what your neighbor has or not. Sir, ma'am, stuff don't make you happy. Taking from somebody else doesn't have to be that way. That's not where happiness comes from. That's not where joy comes from. You looking outward too much. And you woeing me too much. Woe is me. I'm just a nobody. That's what you saying, Rock Black. Trying to tell everybody I'm in the wrong body. So unfair. Interesting. You're an eternal being, worrying about an avatar that you could actually spend time enjoying, that you could actually spend time appreciating, because it's only here for a moment. Whew. Since this marital status of one's parents is wholly irrelevant to the person's humanity. No, it's irrelevant to the law. It's irrelevant to order. Because if you don't have order, you get chaos. So you have to have some structure. You just can't live life in anarchy. Not all of it anyway. We would be shocked today if people's past were sharply limited by when or whether their parents stood before a judge and exchanged vows. No, you can still hand your children stuff whether you're married to them or not. So that logic isn't depth enough. That logic isn't depth enough. It doesn't stand too well. But at one time, even in America, this is how it was. The way he speaks is so, though every now and then he throws in these large words that are synonyms of words that are commonly used. Like sometimes he uses large words that have synonyms of words that everybody know more than. So, anyway. Well into the 20th century, being born with an enriched melanated skin tone meant being channeled into a menial life. Well, when they do resets, you never really know the truth about everything. All we know is the movie Roots told us that all black people was in slavery, and it wasn't even the truth. So that sob story isn't going to work. And if you did not know that all melanated people here in America were not in slavery and owned slaves, you would stop asking for reparation. Because even black people own slaves. Because you get into an agreement with someone, and what you're paying them or giving them may not be enough to suffice them taking care of themselves outside of your property, outside of your plantation, outside of your property, whether it's a plantation or not. You may not give that person enough funds or means or abilities to move on. And that may actually be on purpose. And maybe after a time of people not feeling like they can improve themselves and their family, they just stick it there. It's more comfortable. You know how people are. People like mass formation. People like to just stay in the shit. If I'm just gonna stay right here. I'm just gonna wait on my master, whether he white or melanated, whether he's Caucasian or melanated skin color. It didn't matter. Y'all, please understand that slavery didn't just start here in America. No, not one. Law and generally society accepts the choice of a parent African American to work in any profession or to identify as non-racial citizens. Wait a minute. Law and generally society accepts the choice of a parent African American to work in any profession or to identify as non-racial. He didn't say nothing there. Y'all heard that sentence? Tell me what you think he's saying, because he didn't say nothing there. It's like, it's not a run-on sentence. It's an incomplete thought. Law Today, we recognize this as fundamentally unfair. Law and generally society accepts the choice of a parent African Americans to work in any profession or to identify as non-racial citizens. Let's attach that to something. Similarly, there are young Europeans who identify as deadlocked Asturians, Asians who have adopted African culture, and increasing numbers of persons of all geographic backgrounds who identify themselves as him. Look, culture's different than your avatar. Yes, we're humans. We're a hue of color. We're frequency in the game called life. Interesting. Okay, so gradually, immutable race is becoming choosable culture. The manhood, womanhood can be lifestyle choices open to anyone regardless of genitalia. The analogy of sex is unmistakable. See, I almost didn't want to read that because it's like he's contradicting himself from the previous page. Because let me see something right quick. Cause I truly believe he's filling his mouth with something that. So the similarities or the comparing between two things to sex is unmistakable. Well, that's what I'm talking about, the whole picture, but he said it wasn't like that. He said it was immediately confusing, pretty much. Anyway, move on. Manhood, womanhood can be lifestyle choices open to anyone. Manhood, womanhood. A path that man tends to take and a path that woman tends to take. That's the hood, okay? But a man and a woman, male and female, that's different. Let's not blend it, okay? Because the neighborhood, you see what I'm saying? It's an encompassing of what goes on in the neighbors in the hood, the workings of all those folks. So the manhood and the womanhood has to do with the things that work inside of what's considered what women mainly do, even though men and women do some of the same things: cry, fuss, whatever, walk, talk, eat, poop. They do the same things. A lot of things do the same, but manhood is established in culture a certain way on this plane of existence in America, slightly different in Africa, slightly different in the continent of Russia, slightly different in the continent of Australia. You know, just I'm not saying this person's trying to muddy things, but maybe the person's just muddy. Okay, manhood and womanhood can be lifestyle choices open to anyone, regardless of the genitalia. Now, remember, this person just used through hood on there. That's not the same as man and woman. Because he's saying the lifestyle choices can be open to anyone. Yeah, a man can definitely dress like a female. I mean, think about it. I said Rick James. I said Prince. Michael Jackson every now and then, long hair. But men can have long hair. This ritual they do with the men wearing dresses. They're acting out womanhood. That doesn't mean they're a woman. And women like Queen Latifah and Ellen DeGeneres. I hope that's not her real name. They're acting out manhood, but they're not men. Y'all, okay. Why? Because the genitalia actually does matter. The body actually does matter. It is law and custom, not biology, that makes birth order, birth parents, skin tone, or genitalia relevant to one's ability to choose culture, perform a job, or adopt a lifestyle. So let's slow that down. It is law and custom, not biology, that makes birth order, birth parents, Um, it is biology, custom, and law does have a lot to do with the birth order, um, how parents are seen, like what Gavin Newsom trying to do, take the word mother and father off the birth certificate because he's such a vampire. He looks like a vampire, actually. He probably is a vampire. He looks like a vampire. For real, y'all. His energy is like a vampire. I've never in my life, every time I see that man, I look at my husband and says, this guy is literally a night crawler. Everything about him. Like, seriously. But anyway. It is law and custom, not biology. So not biology with not biology for all of that. Birth order, no one can determine when they come. Birth parents, no one determines their parents. You don't pick your skin color. You don't pick your genitalia, but that has nothing to do with law and custom. Genitalia actually has to do with biology, but the other things, skin tone, parents, birth order, you can't pick those. But in biology, it does take a male and a female to have children, and the genitalia is what they use to have children. So that's biology. Skin tones biology too. Only thing that's not biology would be, now that I'm looking at it, take my time, birth order. It's the custom of birth order is done by law and custom. Right. All that other stuff has everything to do with biology. So he's wrong on that. But he jumbled it all together in such a way that if you don't pause and see the variance in it and dissect it and say, okay, let me ask myself some questions. Let's separate some stuff in this sentence here, these sentences here, and I have to do that sometimes when I read something. Oh, what is this person connecting this part of the sentence to? Is there some transversing going on? Is there positive, negative going on here? Which goes with what? You know what I'm saying? That's how I do it. Okay. So liberated from legal constraints and archaic stereotypes, our social identity can flow from our soul and our experiences, not from our anatomy and our birth status. So he says, liberated from legal constraints. So if we don't have any law and archaic stereotypes and people telling you that you can get money as a second child, or it don't matter, just take all your damn parents' money. Our social identity is male and female, masculine, feminine, man, woman. That's our social identity. Our social identity can flow from our soul. No. Our soul is totally different than our avatar. Our soul is not a mere something you can switch up. Our soul is eternal. Now, when you think of a soul like a mind, your mind can be low frequency, your mind can be high frequency. Meaning you can deal with yourself or you can ignore yourself. And the more you deal with yourself, the more your soul can clearly see what it is you need to be doing inside of this game, in this reality, and not the other realities that maybe you're doing too much smoking, drinking, opening up your front end, your back end, your top end to too much. You're opening up too many things. Okay, anyway, I'm trying to be nice. Our soul and our experiences. Social identity can flow from our soul. Now, your social identity, remember, it's just the avatar you're born with. People see that you're a male, you're a female. That's a social identity. It doesn't have to make you a bad person or a good person just because you're a female. Oh, you're a female, so you're a bad person. Oh, you're a male, so you got toxic masculinity because you're a male. No. Don't do that. Don't do that just because he's a male and he has melanin. Don't say he's has toxin masculinity. And don't look at a woman and say because she opens her mouth up and speaks in the presence of a man that somehow she's a angry black woman or a Karen. A lot of these people do be on medicine. So y'all Karens, y'all need to try to not say too much. Because y'all be on medicine and stuff. That'll be the problem. If you're going to go to therapy, because therapy is the rapist. Look at the word. Therapist. The rapist. I would advise you, if you're going to go to the rapist who's going to go in your mind and open up your mind and make you naked before them, you better not get on no medicine. I'm just saying. You better deal with it the hard way. Through talking to your family or talking to your friends. Some people, really not people you judging, but people you know that tell you the truth whether you want to hear it or not. People that when you at your last $20, they there for you. And then when they ain't got no money for you to give you, then you want to throw an attitude and say they ain't for you. And you was the second born, you supposed to get what the firstborn get. So now you're being a narcissistic kind of personality. Remember, nobody owes you anything. But because nobody owes you anything, that means you got to work on thine own self. And do you have the capability of doing it? You sure do. No doubt. No doubt. If we would shut off all the extra bull crap that goes on in our thoughts because people don't all the time smile at you right or do what you do for them, you have to free those people. Deal with them whether they measure up to your greatness or not. All right, let's see here. See, when you make everything spiritual, then there's no actual a proof of it. So when this person says social identity can flow from our soul, that's like hypothetical stuff. That's not something you can touch. That's not something you can really analyze. It's just like jarring. It's just like blah, 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 blah. Did I say something? Wah, 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 wah. And our experience is not from our autonomy or our birth status. He's actually talking about the body, the avatar, the autonomy. Look, if you just identify as a male and female, let's not strip away that. Let's accept that our social identity is male or female, but then what kind of female are you? Well, I'm a colorful female. I'm a rock star female. Well, what kind of male are you? Oh, I'm a wonderful soccer teacher. I'm a wonderful teacher that teaches painting. I'm a wonderful teacher that teaches how to cook. Cooking is not a female job. Knitting is not a female job. Do females do it? Yes. But while you're doing it and your avatar as a man, you shouldn't be sitting there, yes. You're doing too much. Because you know you don't even talk like that anyway. You're pretending, acting like a woman. Unless you got to walk in. So if you got to pretend, you're being disingenuous. You're not being authentic. You got to learn to be authentic. I'm not going to even answer this phone. Not going to do it. So, let's continue. I'm almost sort of kind of finished with this little section. The course of progress in civilization has been to render as irrelevant as possible the birth status of a particular individual. As this is accomplished for categories of birth status: firstborn, children of single parents, children of one or another religious or ethnic group. Those very categories begin to lose rigid social meaning. This is because the true meaning of any category of person is but the meaning assigned to those persons by law and society. Ultimate equal opportunity means that from, let me scroll down, birth on, people are persons first. I don't think you're getting that though. Free from then on to choose such cultural and social affiliations as they like. Yeah, but you still have to accept your avatar. Whether you want to, if you wear pink fingernail polish, you gonna be looked upside the head. You choosing to do that. And you can't get mad at somebody if they say, what the hell you got pink fingernail polish on for? Well, I want to do it. Well, you're going to have to take the consequence until society says, there are some guys that wear pink fingernail polish. Are they in a gang or something? It's not always them thinking you a sissy neither. And what I mean by sissy, trying to act girly, trying to put in the characteristics of your voice don't even sound like that. And you know your voice don't sound like that. You pretending too much. Don't even like your own voice. Stop. Okay, let's go on. Ultimate equal opportunity means to be born free from any label, child, bastard, black, white, or male and female. Let me tell you something. The ultimate equal opportunity for me means to be born free from anybody telling me I gotta serve somebody, that I have to abase myself under somebody. That's the ultimate equal opportunity to me, is to come in this game born free. Free from what? Being told that I don't have a right to think for myself. I still look at my avatar and I learn to appreciate my avatar. But the freedom in knowing that my life is my life, my thoughts are my thoughts, that does not disassociate me from looking at my body and appreciating my body, my avatar. This is just an avatar. But everything else about me, my thoughts, my ways, my behavior, the things I like, the things I dislike, the people I hang with, the people I don't hang with, my living, my moving, my being, all of that is outside of the avatar, my actions. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna stop right here. And this is a good spot to stop because it talks about black and white, male and female, child and bastard. This person evidently is really dealing with some issues. And if this person ever watched my video, I hope thus far you can pick up what I'm putting down. That you got to start accepting your avatar. And you have to start working out the things that are tormenting you. Society can be a tormentor. But play the game. Conquer the game. Through loving yourself. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, and thanks for watching.